What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Arrowverse video. So if you're new to the channel, a like and a subscribe is super appreciated here. So Arrowverse crossover has been teased by Mark Guggenheim on Twitter, and I am super hyped for it. The crossover last year was absolutely stunning. I loved every minute of it, and I love the fact we had an extraterrestrial threat for the crossover, which is awesome because I believe the only aliens so far that we've seen have been on Supergirl. So it was nice seeing the Flash and the rest of the kind of Earth-based characters have to deal with such a big threat from beyond the stars, and the Dominators were a really badass threat, which I really thought we were going to get some sort of Rand-Thanagar war, as we saw the Thanagarians invade or on their way to Earth in Legends of Tomorrow Season 1. So I kind of was surprised that we didn't actually get that. But all the same, the Dominators were dope as hell. And, well, this year the show's creators have said that, well, how can they even top it? Which is a fair point. It is incredibly hard to top a huge alien invasion threat from another world. But they are doubling down. They're kind of looking inward here and having a more of a personal story, as the Danvers sisters are going to be more of a kind of focus on this crossover, which is going to be awesome. It's not over 4 nights. We're actually going to have, I believe it's Supergirl, and then we're going to have the Flash or something like that. Basically, we'll have like one show after the other. I think Arrow is being moved to Mondays, and then we'll have the Flash and Legends and that kind of thing. So it's kind of weird the way they're doing it, but I really did like the fact that it was split over 4 nights, which was really cool. But now we're going to see more of a compact story, which maybe it'll flow a bit better there, perhaps. And will each episode have its own kind of identity, which it did in the last one as well. And Supergirl is going to be involved a lot more, and which is a real good thing, the fact that she's going to be involved a lot more in this story. And these teases have been very interesting. We also are possibly expecting a Flash wedding as well, as we know the Flash will be getting married. And apparently the theme of this is love is in the air. So are we going to see the Star Sapphires? Are we going to see those versions of people with Green Lantern style power rings? I think that's a very big long shot there. I can't see the Star Sapphires being involved, especially with the fact that we haven't even had a Green Lantern or any proper hint of a Green Lantern on Arrow or any of these shows. And Green Lantern, I expect, is being held and waited for in the DCEU, as Mark Guggenheim in interviews have stated that, well, characters can be held off or can only be used by the big wigs, and they decide where they go, and DCEU really does take precedence over these shows, which is a real shame, to be honest. Think Suicide Squad on Arrow, which, we miss you, bro. However, we did have Deadshot last season in a kind of weird sort of dream sequence thing. Yeah, that was strange. But what is going to be cool here is the fact that the crossover will be happening, obviously. And Mark Guggenheim has hinted towards a few things. We've seen a badge, which originally I thought I saw an L, Legion of Superheroes. I was getting a bit excited about that. We've also had a really weird belt buckle, which I couldn't really kind of pinpoint that and what that would be located on. And each of these images seems to kind of reflect on a specific show in the crossovers. And now we've actually had a very interesting mask be released by Mark Guggenheim, this work in progress. And this mask has got the fandom absolutely at fever pitch. And we finally had one of these images which we can actually speculate almost accurately. Obviously, it is all massive speculation here, of course. Huge speculation about what these things are. But this mask has given us an insight, and it does look like it will be the Sandman, not the endless, not the eternal dreams that is featured in Dark Knight's Metal, and of course, you know, the Sandman story. I'm talking the Justice Society of America character Sandman. And the Justice Society of America were criminally underused in Legends of Tomorrow. And I can't help but think, instead of having Black Lightning, I would prefer a Justice Society of America show. It would have been really fun to see that, and the mystery of the cliffhanger of Legends of Tomorrow Season 1 was a complete letdown. Now, this mask does look like it could actually be Sandman, who is a Golden Age hero who has been featured in the Justice Society of America as a founding member. Now, the first Sandman was Wesley Dodds. Now, Wesley Dodds was a character who used a gas mask and a gun with sleeping pellets to take on villains, and these villains actually haunted his dreams. And these dreams, he was able to locate these criminals and take them down. Bit of a weird power, to be honest, to have, but all the same, he was a very rich character. He was very powerful, and obviously being in the JSA, it makes you having a big influence. And after Crisis on Infinite Earths, he was trapped with everyone else, albeit after having a stroke. But the next character to take on the mantle was Sandy Hawkins. Now, Sandy Hawkins had a few interesting powers. He was the sidekick to Sandman originally, and just like many sidekicks, he seemingly takes over from his mentor, just like obviously Nightwing took over the cowl just for a bit. And seeing this would be quite cool. Obviously, Sandy Hawkins then takes over. After the death of his mentor, he becomes, of course, Sand, and he has like some kind of really edgy agent outfit, a really skin-tight outfit, and he takes on the mantle of, he has the name Sand, and then moving on, he does actually take on the mantle of Sandman. So the mask actually looks more like Sandy Hawkins as Sand, so that might be what he's doing. It might not be Sandman, but it might be Sand there. And could we see the Justice Society more? Obviously, we have got Vixen, who was supposedly part of the Justice Society. She was in that episode or in the Legends of Tomorrow, then she joined the team. This is the kind of the Vixen Maya we've got on the show in Legends of Tomorrow. So could we see more of the Justice Society of America in the crossover? Having them be one of the biggest parts of it, I think would be really cool. I'd really like to see a Justice Society of America. And seeing Jay Garrick maybe go back in time and join this team or something like that would be really awesome, to see him finally on that team where he belongs. That'd be really cool. And seeing this would be really awesome. Obviously, love is a big thing in this. So could we see a split of Nate and, of course, Vixen leading up to this, perhaps? Maybe. I'll let you decide. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this could actually happen? Please do like, please do subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.